Hi everyone, and welcome to the definitive ranking of my Animal Crossing New Horizons Island villagers. This is of course just for fun, as I am a massive fan of the Animal Crossing series and have been since I was a kid, so every villager does have a special place in my heart, but I thought it would be fun to take the time to talk about my town villagers and rank them. So, welcome to my island, Jeju. In my town, we currently have me, Katie, Zell, Carmen, Wade, Genji, Lolly, Etoile, Daisy, Sprinkle, Beau, and finally Kyle. Overall, I would say I really do enjoy all of my villagers, but I definitely have some favorites. Coming in at number 10 on the list is Carmen. Carmen is a peppy rabbit villager who I originally met through a villager hunt. At the time, I was kind of toying with the idea of creating an all-rabbit island, so I remember Carmen being a natural pick for me. I really enjoy her coloring and design overall. It reminds me of mint chocolate chip ice cream, which I love, and her house sort of fits this color scheme as well, which I do think is really cute. Unfortunately, once I scrapped the all-rabbit island idea, my love for Carmen started to fade a little bit, and as of right now, I am waiting to move her out as soon as possible. Maybe I'm just not the biggest fan of the peppy personality type, but for me, Carmen is a bit boring and played out as a character. I've really enjoyed having her on the island, but I'm sure somebody else could show her more love and appreciation than I have. And that is why she's coming in last place at number 10. Coming in at number 9 on the list is Kyle. Kyle is a smug wolf villager who I also met through a villager hunt. And I don't know about you guys, but among friends of mine, Kyle has always had this sort of mysterious, cool guy vibe about him in every single game he's been in, which in my eyes has made him a popular choice to have on your island. Overall, he really just feels like one of the most laid-back, effortlessly chill and cool characters in Animal Crossing. Somebody whose house you can just go over to and hang out with regularly, either making music or watching movies. Unfortunately for me, because Kyle is so laid back, he has become a bit forgettable as a villager, and I found myself outright forgetting that he's still on my island. It could be a sign that he's been with me for too long, because he really is a great brotherly addition to any island, and in my opinion, one of the better wolf villagers. This is what has placed him at number 9. Moving on to number 8 on my list, Beau. Beau is a lazy deer villager who I stumbled upon, like the others, during a villager hunt. Now, before you get upset with me, because I do know that Beau is a massive fan favorite in the community, I want to emphasize the fact that I think Beau is absolutely adorable. I think a lot of people have a soft spot for deer villagers, and rightly so, because their character design tends to be very charming and unique. Beau is no exception to this, as his little zip-up cardigan and sleepy personality is admittedly very likable. My favorite part about Beau is how wholesome he is. He really just seems like a very sweet guy who enjoys the slower, softer things in life, and has some pretty cute things to say when you talk to him, which always makes me smile. Overall, I think Beau falls low on this list due to the fact that I've had him for a while, and the charming quality of his lazy personality has started to come off a bit basic and uninteresting. I don't necessarily think I'll be getting rid of him anytime soon, as I do think he's a lovely addition to my island as a whole, but I have noticed myself liking him less as time goes on. I still am a big Beau fan, but maybe not as much as others I've seen before, and I think that's totally okay. These are the reasons why he's been ranked at number 8. Right after Beau is number 7 on my list, Sprinkle. Sprinkle is a peppy penguin villager who I also picked up on a villager hunt, and I must say has one of the best names to design combinations in all of the Animal Crossing universe. The little frosting looking swirl on her head and very sweet, yes, pun intended, appearance really give off the vibe of a cupcake and make me think of colorful, sugary sprinkles. Although Sprinkle is a peppy villager, something about her comes off more charming than others like Carmen, and her personality gives her a fun, exciting energy that really makes you want to befriend her. She's honestly just a cutie to look at and talk to, and I love the way her light blue coloring is also reflected in the sort of holographic rainbow pastel decor of her home. It truly feels like Sprinkle did the decorations herself. Sometimes her peppiness is a bit too much, I will admit, which I think brings down her ranking, but I can't blame her too much. If I'm being honest, I have a soft spot for the penguin villagers and she's no exception. Should I ever build a penguin-only island, she would definitely be an integral part of it, and I love having her in my town. Only because there's such stiff competition does she come in at number 7. Carrying the penguin torch at number 6 on my list, Wade. Wade is a lazy penguin villager who I can't remember if I picked up on a villager hunt or just moved into my town naturally, but what I can say for sure is that I am in love with him. In terms of appearance, I'd argue and say that he may be the cutest penguin villager in the entire category, as he has a white to black gradient on his fur which is meant to resemble a penguin chick. Like, come on, he just looks sweet, fuzzy, and cuddly like a little penguin, and I just wish I could give him a hug. I just really enjoy Wade's vibe overall. He's sleepy and daydreamy and very much the kind of guy you would find asleep under a tree after reading a pile of comics. Now, Wade's lazy personality does mean he's a bit of an airhead, and while it isn't fair to hold that against him, it is something that could get tiring if you're not in the mood for it. But overall, he really does have a pure heart and forms an integral part of my island as the resident sleepy king. Because of these things, he holds his ranking strong at number 6. Moving on to the upper half of my list at number 5, Etoile. Etoile is a normal sheep villager who I invited to move into my town thanks to the Sanrio amiibo pack, and she was initially meant to take the place of a villager I'd been waiting to move out, as well as to give me a taste of the Sanrio villagers as a whole. What I did not expect was to absolutely adore everything about her, and wish she'd been included in the series much sooner. In terms of aesthetics, I honestly don't think it really gets much better than Etoile. As somebody who loves pastels and the cute vibe in gaming in real life, Etoile is one of the most visually satisfying villagers I've ever had. I'm just obsessed with her outfit, with the hair clip and all, and can't get over her house's design. I also use the little Twin Stars furniture in my home as well, so visiting her house always makes me feel really comfortable and familiar. I'd say she's just dreamy in every sense of the word, and that's a major strength. For some reason, the fact that she isn't a regular villager and can only be moved in with the Sanrio amiibo cards does make me a bit sad, because I wish more people could get to know her, so for now, that's one of her only downsides. But overall, she really does show the sheep's supremacy and make a wonderful example out of all the adorable sheep villagers, and I really do love having her on my island. This is why she holds the ranking of number 5. Narrowly defeating Etoile and coming in at number 4, Lolly. Lolly is a normal cat villager who I picked up during a villager hunt, and she really is one of the true OG Animal Crossing villagers who's been around since the beginning. And I really think the fact that she still remains an incredibly popular villager even today is a true testament to her quality in design and personality. I think I realized how much I enjoy normal personality villagers while making this list, because just like Etoile, Lolly just makes you feel happy and taken care of as a friend. She's just an absolute sweetheart and always has really nice things to say when you run into her, always appreciating the little things in life, saying things like, "Doesn't time spent relaxing at home fill you with joy? I'd love for you to relax here too." Her house is decorated very simply but stylishly, and I think that's a perfect encapsulation of Lolly. She's very cute without trying, and while I do love pastels and hearts and over-decoration, I love that she's able to be so appealing without an overdone, overly sweet design. The only real downside to Lolly in my case is that she's the only cat on my island. Having Lolly really made me want to look into finding more cat villagers to move in so that she can have some company of her own. Also, I need to put in more time to decorate her house's surrounding area because a girl like her deserves a better yard to relax in, and as of right now, it's only flowers. Lolly the cat is a delight, and this is why she's ranked at number 4. Making it into the top 3 at number 3 itself, Genji. Genji is a jackrabbit villager who I met during a villager hunt, but he's become such a foundational member of my island that sometimes I'm convinced he just up and moved here one day himself. Though he very much gives off the vibe of a newer gen design, he's actually been a staple in the Animal Crossing series since the first Western release of the game. Don't let his grumpy, uninterested face fool you, because this chocolate-covered bunny is one of the funniest, spunkiest, and most charismatic villagers I've ever had live in any of my past Animal Crossing towns. The true charm of Genji is rooted in the fact that he looks like he hates you, but the minute he opens his mouth, he's a total exercise-loving cinnamon roll who just wants you to tag along for all of his adventures. The dichotomy of Genji's tough exterior versus the soft, almost childish interior of positivity is really one of his key points. The only real con to Genji, if any at all, is the fact that he is and will always be cooler than you, and you're just gonna have to wrestle with that if you have him on your island. Also, I may or may not have given him such elaborate decor outside of his house that I'm sure all of my other villagers are secretly jealous, and I think I'm okay with that. All in all, Genji is a real treat to have around, and I'm really glad I finally found him in this installment of the series. Genji is awesome, and that's why he found a ranking at number 3. Coming in at a cool number 2 on the list, Daisy. Daisy is a normal dog villager who moved into my island randomly, and ever since she did, has found such a fond place in my heart. She's been a staple in the series ever since the Western release of the game for the GameCube, and it's clear to see why, even just on a design level, she's been able to stick around for so long. She has the appearance of a golden retriever with purple accents on her ears and paws, which soften her vibe and make her seem all the more friendly and approachable. Among the dog villagers, she really makes her case for being one of the best, as her kind eyes and smile are just too innocent to refuse. Out of all of my villagers, Daisy is probably the one I'd most want to have as a real-life friend, because at the upper friendship levels, she's just one of the most caring, supportive, and comforting ones to have around. Just all-around great best friend energy. I absolutely love her house, as it's really the perfect representation of her soft, cozy personality, and feels like a space you could fully relax in when coming over to visit. The only real con of Daisy, if any, is that I don't get to talk to her enough, or rather that I feel like I can never talk to her enough. But she's a villager who always feels like she's happy to chat, even if it's been a while since your last login. I'd really love to add another dog on my island, someone like Bones, to move in nearby and befriend her. Daisy is true best friend material, and this is why she's ranked at number 2. And finally, rounding out the list at number 1, Zell. Zell is a smug deer villager who I distinctly remember picking up on a villager hunt, and I don't know how else to describe our meeting other than fate. You know how with certain video game characters, the minute you see them, you just kind of know that they're going to be a favorite? This is how I felt when I saw Zell. I'm not sure how I missed his introduction to the series in New Leaf, but I'm so glad we crossed paths in New Horizons because he has truly become an instant and memorable favorite of mine. On a design level, I think he's just one of the most unique, eye-catching deer due to his monochromatic look and style. Though sometimes the signature smug villager eye design comes off a little rude and pretentious, something about Zell's expression seems kinder than others. In the Animal Crossing Pocket Camp mobile game, Zell's profile reads, "Zell often says things that would put most people on edge, but if you get past all that posturing, and then some, he's really hard to dislike." And I think that's a good way to describe how I feel about him. He's a cool, artsy kind of guy who often rambles about directing his next play or designing the newest collection of clothes, but at the end of the day, he's really just a supportive, caring, and fun villager to have around, making you feel just as cool as he is. Maybe it's just because he's the only smug villager on my island, but Zell is just a breath of fresh air to talk to and always makes me laugh with his conversations. Whether it's been a day, a week, or even a year since I've last logged in, Zell always makes me feel excited to say hello and welcome to be back again. With every new installment of the game, I always find a new best friend in my town, and it's safe to say that Zell is and will always be that for me in New Horizons. I've received many villager photos from past residents, but his is probably the one I cherish the most. Though I don't think I'll ever let him move out, I love having a memento of our friendship in the game and I'll always cherish it. Zell is truly my other half on the island, and that's why he defends the title of number 1. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed making this and look forward to making more Animal Crossing related content in the future. Until then, bye!